Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video, I am going to complete the AutoCAD certification practice. So we're going to go through questions 21 through 30. And so this one here, it wants us to open up the adjuster drawing. So I'm going to click on this folder and we're going to double click on the adjuster. Minimize this window and get it out of the way. Let me center this a little bit. So what it says is toggle the ISO top plane. So what you want to do is you want to go down here to where you see ISO draft. And if you don't see ISO draft in the status bar, just kind of click these little customization, these little 3 horizontal lines, and look for the isometric drafting and make sure that's checked, right? And so now what you can do is we want to toggle the ISO top plane. So it's already in the top plane, but just to kind of show you what I'm doing here. If you click that little down arrow next to it, you can go left, top, right. So the top is already selected. And then it says we are going to draw an ISO circle with a radius of 0.375 from the geometric center of the top of the rectangular surface highlighted in red. So to find the center of this top surface or face, what I would do is I'm just going to draw a line from one corner to the other. Draw another line from one corner to the other. So that where those two cross, that tells me where the center of this kind of surface is. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to type in the word ellipse and press enter. So I'm going to click on the ISO circle option right down here. So now the center of my ISO circle is where these two lines crisscross. I'm going to drag it out. So that has a radius of 0.375. So I'm going to type in 0.375, press the enter key, hit the escape key to get out of that. So now what I want to do is I am going to erase these two crisscrossing lines there. So then I just need to figure out the square inch of the surface here. So to do that, I'm going to type in measure GEOM, click that. And then I'm going to select inside this the surface that is highlighted in red here. So just left click it, and then it's going to light up green. So we're looking for the square inch area. So that area is going to be 3.408. So over here, I'm going to type in 3.408. Click next. We got that correct. All right, so there's that one. So I'm going to close out of this one. I like to close them as I go. Save it, no. The next one says we want to open up sunset key south elevation, offset roof line drawing. That's a big long name for a drawing, but anyway, I'm going to look for offset roof line drawing. So we're going to go to offset. Let me pull these out. Can I drag these out? Here we go, offset roof line. That one. Let me minimize this. So I'm going to kind of pan to center this a little bit. So it says offset the top line of the roof, multi-leader 1, down by 8.36 units. So what you want to do is I'm going to type in O for offset. And then my distance, I'm going to type in 8.36. Press enter. I'm going to select this top line and just select somewhere down below it. Hit the escape key so you can kind of see we kind of offset this line and it created this one right here below it. So now what we're going to do is it says what is the perimeter of the area in red. So basically we just need to figure out what is the perimeter inside this area here. But let me try to get this here. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in our friend measure geometry or measure geom. We're going to left click inside this area here, left click it, you can kind of see it lights up. So we're looking for the perimeter of the area. So the perimeter is 880.72. So 880.72. Now yours are not going to have the answers already pop up like mine does, because I've already gone through this already. So my answers are still there from my previous attempt. So just to let you know, you're not going to see the answers. It's not going to be as easy as that. I wish it was. But anyway, go to next. We got that correct. Yay. All right. So then this next one, let me close this out. We're going to open up the plot a window drawing. So hit the folder, plot a window drawing. Why did that thing get shrunk back down? I stretched you out a while ago. Anyway, plot a window drawing here. This one. Pin up here. So it says we're going to activate the south elevation tab. So down here you see the south elevation tab. It's already activated. We're going to plot a window using the center of point flag 1 and the center of point flag 2. So we're going to act like we're going to print this out. So I'm going to go up to the red, I call it a red A, but it's really a white A. We're going to go to print, but I didn't click anything yet. Just kind of highlight over where it says print, go up to plot here. And then, so what we're going to do is we want to plot a window, not the extent. So I'm going to click here and click on window. And I click this window tab. And so I want to make a window. So I'm going to click inside the center of this little tiny circle and then drag it out. And then I want to click on the center of this little tiny circle. Come on, there. And then it says we want to center the plot. So make sure this center of the plot is checked. Keep all the other settings as default. So it says, what is the plot offset Y value? So if you look here, you see the plot offset Y value is 2.407283. That's a lot. So I wish you could cut and paste that, but you can't. 2.407283. It's kind of important to make sure as you're going through it, you want to make sure, double check that what you're typing in is what you want. You don't want any typos and boo-boos and all that good stuff, which I'm probably the really guilty of that a lot. So yeah, just double check that, make sure you got it typed it in the way you want it. Click on next. I got that correct. Close out of this. And the next one says we want to open up the blah, 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 create an overhang. So it doesn't really say blah, 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 but you know what I mean. Create an overhang. We're going to go to create an overhang, which is this one. Double left click on it. Minimize this. So it says we're going to trim and extend the lines to create the overhang as shown. So I'm going to zoom in on this kind of part over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in EX for extend. Press enter. I'm going to extend these two lines. I'm going to extend these two lines up. And then I'm going to hit the escape key, type in TR for trim. We don't want that little snippet piece there. And so now that's what we got. So it says, what is the square inch area of the post that supports the overhang? So we want to know the square inch area inside this post here. So again, I'm going to type in the measure geom, which is here, left click inside this post. And we're looking for the square inch area, which is 587.12. So 587.12. And go to next. We got that right. And then the next one is we're kind of halfway there. We're halfway through this one. Let me close out of this. Save it new. I don't want to save it. I'm going to click this. We're going to look for the tangent support, draw a circle. So tangent support, draw a circle. Double left click on it. Minimize that out the way. It says create a circle tangent to circle 1 and arc 2 with a radius of 3. Trim the circle to keep arc 3. What is the length of arc 3 in inches? So what you want to do here, we're going to draw a circle, but we're going to click the arrow underneath it. We want to use the tangent radius option. And so it draws circles counterclockwise, right? So the first tangent point is going to be on this arc here. So that's number 1. And then the second tangent point is over here on this kind of circle here. That's 2. And then now it's asking us for a radius. So the radius is going to be 3. Type in 3, press enter. So now all we need to do is we're going to trim out the part of the circle that we don't want, because we're just looking for this kind of arc here. So TR for trim. I'm going to click on that, hit the escape key. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So it says, what is the length of that arc in inches? So if you left click on it, and in our properties, you can see that our length is, where are you at? Oh, arc length here, 2.306. So 2.306, go to next, and we're good there. So let me close out of this. You know the routine by now, okay. I don't know, however you want to do it, whatever is good for you, but this method seems to work for me. Okay, we're gonna open up tangent support draw line. Tangent support draw line right there. Double clicked on it like a boss, and then let me pan up and put this in the center somewhat. So we're going to draw a line from the center point 1 to it's going to end on the midpoint between center 2 and between center point 2 and center point 3. And then what is the angle? Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to draw an arc from the center of this to the center of that, and it's going to have a radius of this center of this circle. I don't know if that makes any sense, but so I'm going to go to arc. I want to go to start end radius is what I'm looking for. Start end radius. Do you see start end radius? Or start in center. Yeah, start in center. That works too. Yeah. So the start is going to be the center point of this. And then the end, or now it says specify the center point of arc. So the center point is going to be, I may not have did this right. Center is that. I think I did that wrong. Oh no, and then the end is going to be the center of this here. So I didn't second guess myself. Okay, so there's what we got. Now we need to draw a line from the center of this circle to the midpoint of this arc that we created, right? And then if I just left click on this line, it tells me that that angle that we're looking for is 20. So 20 here. And I'm going to next. Yay. All right, so close out of this one. Close out of this, save it, no. Okay, so the next one says we're going to open up tangent support, properties of a line. Tangent support, properties of a line. Double click on this bottom one here. Get out the way. All right, so it says assign the center line to hidden lines layer. So this center line here, I'm going to select the center line, and then up in my layers where it's 0, I'm going to click the 0, and I'm going to put that on the hidden lines layer, which is this one. And then it says what color did the line change to. So it changed to cyan color, so you could also tell that from the properties here. So cyan there, right? Okay, anyway, so cyan, click that, go to next. And then we're almost done, so let me close this. All right, so we're gonna open up notched upright stretch polyline. Notched upright stretched polyline. This one, left click it a couple of times to open it up. Minimize this. Center this a little bit. So now it says we're gonna wait. Let me go back there. It says stretched line represented by point flag 1 down by 10 units. So to stretch this, I'm going to type in S for stretch. Press enter. And I'm just going to kind of draw a crossing window this way. Press enter. I'm just going to select a base point anyway, really. Then make sure your ortho mode is turned on so that when we draw it down, it's actually straight vertical down, not kind of at an angle. So if I turn on the ortho mode, I'm just going to kind of move it downwards a little bit, and then I'm going to type in 10 because we need to stretch that down 10 units. So there's 10. Then it says, what is the square inch area of the region in red? So again, we're going to use our measure geom friend here. Left click inside this area. And then so we're looking for the square inch area. So that is 14.48. 14.48. Go to next. All right, so next to last one. Closing this, save it new. All right, so I want to open up the notched upright modified text drawing. These names are just, I don't know. Couldn't they make these names easier? Anyway, notched upright modified text. So notched upright modified text. Double left click it. Minimize this. Center that a little bit. So it says activate layout 1. So down here is our layout. So I'm going to click on layout 1. It puts us in paper space. Using multi-line text, place and create the drawing name notched upright. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. So we're gonna use multi-line text. So if I click underneath where it says text, I'm gonna click the multi-line text option. I'm just gonna kind of draw just a window here, somewhere over here. Then I'm gonna type in notched upright. I'm gonna put it in all capital letters. Notched upright. And then left click. So let me drag this out. Try to get it on one line. It's not wanting to cooperate, is it? You don't want to cooperate with me. There we go. All right, so that wasn't really all that important. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna left click on this text that we just made. And so I'm gonna look and see if I change the text to 0.15, I just started there at the top just because it's first. So if I change our text height to 0.15, which right now it says our text height is 0. I'm not sure how that is because it's definitely something. But anyway, for text height, I'm gonna change it to 0.15, press enter. And you can kind of see that our text now kind of matches. It matches the same height as what these other ones are. So I don't have to go look any further. So I know that this text height is 0.15. So I'm just going to click 0.15. If you were to try these other ones, they would get bigger and bigger and bigger. But 0.15 is what we're looking for. Click next. We got it correct. Last one. I know I'm rambling. You're like, come on, bro, get on with it. So hit the X. All right, so the last one says we're gonna open up notched upright trim extend. So notched upright trim extend, where you at? Double left click on it. Get rid of that. Minimize it, pan this to the center a little bit. So it says use trim and extend to finish creating the front view as shown. So this is our front view. This is our right side view. So what we're gonna do is I am going to extend this line over to match that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to project this line here, the end of this line, kind of over, but I'm going to turn on my ortho again. So we want to project that straight across. Then I'm going to use the fillet, even though it says use trim and extend. We're not going to tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, okay? I'm going to use fillet F for fillet. I'm going to click this and this, press enter, click this and this, hit the escape key. And to me, we made that quicker. So then we're going to use our good friend again, the measure geom. I'm going to left click inside this area here. And then we're looking for the square inch area. So that's 2561. So 2561. Go to next. And there we go. We got it correct. So that's all of our questions of the exam practice 1. So I guess in the next video or in the next several videos, we can work on the AutoCAD certification Next Generation practice exam 2. So yeah, make sure you come back for that, because we're gonna have more exciting AutoCAD stuff to do. So hope that helped, and peace out.